Yeah, I'm gonna.
You're live, so whatever you're
Yeah,
gonna do.
right. Whatever I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do it. I am
Do it.
so nervous. I'm so nervous, and I I had to take a break at work to do this, and I had to ask you to come in here because I have my author's copy.
Ooh. First
The
look at the
volume,
first look at the real print. Here we go.
the first look at Premier Tome, which is the volume 1 of the haiku series that was inspired by Pops, and inspired by, suggested by. I had never illustrated a single piece of art to words or to anything I had written. I had put art in my books, but I had never intentionally sat down and conceived art based on my writing. And Pop suggested that, and here we go. And yeah, so like, should we show them the artwork you have first before I open the book?
We can, because I have it right here handy. This is the piece that Doris sent me. Make me full screen. You know how to do that, right?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, make me full screen so we can just show this to everybody. Look at that.
Yeah, so this is one of the 3 panel pages. Now, granted, this is what they call a spread. I couldn't have told you that. When I started this, I couldn't have told you what a 2-page for why you'd know. Or no, excuse me, a splash, I think is what it's called, where you
Splash
go.
page is like one picture on the whole page.
Oh, okay.
That's the other way that you have it set up.
Yeah, there's some term for when your multiple panels are the same picture or something like that.
I really like what you did. I mean, yeah, it was a suggestion that I made. It was like maybe put art with your poems. I think is how I said it. It was like draw a picture that goes along with your poem. But she took it to a different level because she used the haikus, which of course are 3 lines. And then she did a full page because she used the haikus, which is you watching. You can't watch him. You can't watch him be in the stream at the same time.
I'm trying. You would think I would be better at this. I was trying to find the thing to share.
I've been doing this for over a year, and I still do dumb shit. So I kick myself out of the stream all the time, and
I've kind of lost count of the number. I've kind of lost count of the number of times I've done stuff like that. I was sharing it in the group. Okay, all right. So this is
Let me finish my thought because she did the haiku with a single splash page art, and then she also took that haiku and took each line of the haiku and made a comic panel to go with the line. It was like, it was my suggestion, but she took it like to a next level, made it way more palatable to a comic fan. Okay, when you turn it into comic panels, and we're looking, what's that? So that was all you.
Yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed that part of it, that piece of it. It just came to me one day. I don't even remember why or what it was particularly, but I was like, I could tell this story, or I could tell this haiku in this fashion of, it's 3 lines. It's set, the haikus are set up perfectly for a comic page to be set up that way. They really are.
And you went and did it, and I was like, "Wow, that's badass."
I'm so glad, and I love that you have an original piece because, as you know, I painted the copy. I didn't paint that original sketch. That's actually also one of my favorites. I mean, I kind of liked all of the pages, but that's one of my favorites. The Grim Reaper's in there. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here we go. I'm so excited.
With no further ado, check this out.
So this is the cover. Now the artwork on the front is mine as well. It was a painting I actually had done as part of a class floral painting workshop. And I took it and scanned the painting, and I digitally, because this is a, tribute to my newfound experience or newfound world in the digital life. I digitally, did some stuff to the picture. So it's called L'amour Déshabillée, is French for, it's French for love undressed. Because clothing is overrated, by the way. And and so when it comes to my poetry and when it comes to my art, I always think of how vulnerable and bearing of the soul and how naked it makes me feel. And so that's why I came up with that. That's the title of the series. And then, of course, this particular volume is La Premier Tome, which is French for the first volume. And I haven't opened it yet. I'm like, let me see what's inside. This is the cover page. Now, you've seen the inside of this. This is the cover page, my haiku cover page. I'm going to try to use this in all of them so it's consistent. Okay, I don't want to, like, I'm so nervous. It's like, oh, this is beautiful. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go right to the fiesta. How do you say that? Fiesta de la Raison, whatever. I don't know how to say it. But for those of you,
Resistance.
This is the dedication page. It says dedicated with gratitude to Pops Van Zandt, Patrick Seeley of Comic Related Madness. And there's a haiku that was customized, written for Pops. This is there went Pops one day, suggesting I do something in a whole new way.
Yep. And it was just a flash thought. It wasn't like I had been thinking about this for a week and I'm going to drop this idea on Dory. It was like this happened simultaneously, like spontaneously in the conversation. It wasn't something.
It was a conversation you were having. Yeah, you were having a conversation with someone else.
Wow. Yeah, and it was just like, wow, you should do this, like this.
I'm gonna try to find the page of the. I'm looking for the page that matches the artwork. Oh, here we go. So this is the page of the artwork that Pops has, because Pops has the original. I'm trying to make sure I get this in there. So Pops has the original. This is the page with the haiku itself. And as you can see, Pops, yeah, and you would, because you're holding the original, so you can see the original color schemes and the way the original looks is very different than the book.
Yeah.
Did you see that? I did that on purpose. It was suggested, and I might actually do this for when I start talking to printers about doing a print run and doing a campaign. It was suggested by Rich actually to take these and scan in those originals and have the book include a third part. So the book right now has it's a two-part book. The first part are these. I don't know who that is, but they can. This is an example of a single page art where each haiku has a single page of art.
Right. That's a splash page. That's a splash page.
Right. So what Rich suggested was that, so I have part one, which is the single pages. Part two is the story panel pages. And he suggested a part three where I put in the pages of the artwork in there with no digital coloring, no digital editing, no digital, you know what I'm saying? Like the pure print of the originals. So
that's a great idea.
We shall see. I mean, I think it's perfectly fine just the way it is, but I do like the idea. I do like the idea of beefing it up and having more content in it.
Exactly. And that is, I mean, people buy, some people base cost per page.
Mm-hmm.
How much am I paying for this and how many pages am I getting? You understand what I'm saying? So anytime you're adding content, you're increasing your possibility of more people buying it. You know, because there's some people that are just looking at that. Oh, 65 pages, 80 pages. Okay, now you're getting my attention. 22 pages, you know what I mean? It's like as for comic books and graphic novels and stuff like that. You know, it's like the more content, it just seems like you get more attention. You know, so.
Well, and I do intend first of all, this whole idea of even considering something where I'm doing a campaign and showing it or trying to even convince people to buy it, that like makes me crazy. Like that makes me anxious. That makes me anxious, terrified, and literally like lunacy level scared because I'm like, but
first thing you gotta do is just have fun. Okay? Don't set a goal that you have to struggle to attain.
Right.
Don't work all month to get to, you know what I mean? Don't set it so low that people go, ooh, why'd they set it that low? But you know what I mean? It's like, don't price yourself out before you even start where you're struggling to get there all month. Set it to something that you know you can attain, and then have fun promoting it for the rest of the month. You know what I mean? You want to get there the first week, and then you want to spend 3 weeks having fun and stretch goals, you know, going on shows and doing all the stuff. You know, you want to have fun with it. It's like, I don't want this to be a struggle for anybody. I hate coming out here on the last week of somebody's campaign and having to push to get it funded. I want it funded in the first week.
I want to keep it simple. I want to design the coloring. The one thing I did do during this process that I hadn't really ever done before was I maintained all of the black lined white copies, black and white copies of everything, so that I can do a version of this exact book that's a coloring book. Because it's been said multiple times, long before I did this book, by many people that follow my art, that because of all the color I use or because of the strong black lines I use, that my paintings are perfect for coloring pages because of the detail or the way they look. And even like, I'm always inspired by stained glass windows. Like that's in my paintings everywhere. So the coloring book, the thing I like about the fact I'm going to do an edition 2. So each volume is going to have 2 editions. The color one, but it's also going to have a second edition where it's going to be exactly like this. The only difference is it's for the readers or the people buying it to sit there and put their own colors to it. To put their colors to my art, because my color palette is very bold. Very dark colors, tons of bold colors. I've tried to be pastel. This is the closest to pastel you're gonna find me, is like the florals I did for the floral workshop I was in. That was like the most pastel I've ever really actually painted. This is actually, so that and the one on the inside. These are the 2. And see, those aren't even technically pastel. You know, these are also my flowers. You know, it's like, it's still not technically pastel. But hey, I gotta, that is enough for my morning.
Go back to work.
I gotta go back to work. That's right. I'm at work right now, and I took my morning break to do this with you, and I'm so happy you had time to come in here, because I couldn't imagine opening that without you.
Anytime, you know, I'm always available, and of course. One quick self-promotion plug: CromCon this weekend, y'all. Don't miss it.
That's right. Do not forget that. And I'm gonna just hit my exit video that I use for my art shows, and then we'll go off. Wow.